Hello, it's Bill, the knee pain guru. Welcome to Monday, January 6, 2019. I'm glad to be back. I took a break for a few weeks for the holidays. It was good. It was good to get away from all the video stuff. But we're back today, and we're going to talk about how knee pain is related to back pain. So we're going to get going on that in just a little bit. If you have questions, put those in over in the live chat. I will answer those questions as soon as I'm presentation. And these videos a couple times a week, one on Mondays and one on Thursdays. So the questions that you put in, what you contribute, how you participate, as far as what you're dealing with or struggling with or frustrated with your knee pain, then I use that for content for future videos. So the more you participate, the more I'm able to help. Drawing on 21 years of experience since my own knee injury. Okay, now we're going to get into how knee pain is related to back pain. And in order to be able to make the connection, because that's a big piece, is that many of the clients that I work with, many people that who are first introduced to my approach, there's a disconnect between body parts. You know, the whole song, the knee bone is connected to the thigh bone, and the thigh bone is connected to the hip bone, and the hip bone is connected to the backbone. That is the reality of how the body works and functions. It's a series of pulleys and levers. It's an interconnected series of systems that all work in conjunction with one another. So your skeletal system, your bones, works together with your muscular system that are connected to the tendons and ligaments, how that all works. So if you have pain in your knee, your body compensates in a way where your back has to take up the slack. Vice versa. If something's going on in your back, the way you walk and how you bend your knee or extend your leg is affected. That's the reality of who we are as human beings. If you've been told otherwise, it might not be a good idea to continue listening to them, because it's important to understand these connections, that if we do something over here, it's going to have an effect somewhere over there. Just like when you stub your toe, you clench your jaw. Why do you clench your jaw? Because your body is compensating for the pain that you're feeling in your toe. Same thing with your knee. Your hip and your lower back have to compensate. If you have knee pain, hip and lower back compensates. You have back pain, knees compensate. It's just the reality of what we're dealing with. This structure, this concept is known as tensegrity. Tensegrity. Tensegrity structure. It's like a bicycle wheel. You have a hub, you have spokes, you have the rim. If you tighten one of those spokes, it affects the tension in the rest of the wheel. If you loosen one of those spokes, it affects the tension in the rest of the wheel. When everything is balanced and the tension of the spokes is balanced between the rim and the hub, then you have a very strong structure that's able to support many times its own weight, which means you could have a several hundred pound person on the bicycle, a several hundred pound person on the bicycle, and the tensegrity structure of the bicycle wheel will support that weight. It's the same thing in our physical body. We have this structure, skeletal structure, muscular skeletal system, has to have a certain balance in it. Balance between tension and relaxation. Too much tension, we're relying too much on our muscles, and the joints begin to take the undue load for it. Same thing, if the structure's too loose, we're going to have problems. And this results in pain. Could be pain in your knees, could be pain in your hips and lower back. So I wrote down a few notes last night regarding this. When you have knee pain, the body's going to bend and the knee's going to draw up, pulling the hip back, and you compensate in your lower back. Now, this is not a hard, fast rule. There'll always be exceptions to this. But what I've seen when there's pain in the knee, this happened to myself when I blew up my left knee, the left leg pulled up, the knee bent, the hip rotated backwards. I didn't want to straighten my leg out because I didn't trust my knee. I partially tore the ligament. And the tension was in the opposite hip and lower back, the lower part of the back. So that's how the knee was protected, by pulling all that tension into the other leg. This is why a lot of times people who have knee replacements, to address what's going on in one knee, the other knee or the hip on the other leg will start to wear out within a very short period of time, because that tension has shifted. The relationship of the knee pain and the pain in the hip and lower back. Now, when you have back pain, what happens is the body just bends in half, and then we don't want to extend our legs. So we kind of shuffle along. That's how the body is compensating. We can't stand up, difficult to stand up because we don't want to feel the pain in our back. So we end up hunching over. We're slouching when we're sitting, when we're standing, and when we're getting up out of a chair. It takes us a while to stand up. So there's a direct relationship between what's going on in the knees and with the hips and lower back. So essentially, compensatory tension patterns are being established so the body protects itself from feeling the pain that it's experiencing. Simple concept. Now, the problem with this is if we don't address the source of what's causing the pain, what ends up happening is these compensatory tension patterns, the body compensating so it doesn't feel the pain. It naturally moves, feels pain, we naturally move away from pain. Think about it. Someone stuck you with a needle, we're going to move away from the needle. You touch your hand to a hot stove, you pull your hand immediately away from the hot stove. You don't even cognitively think about it. It's a reflex action. Your body will do these innate movements without you even being consciously aware of it. So whether you have knee pain, whether you have back pain, your body is moving away from that experience of the pain to protect itself from experiencing more pain. The problem with these reflexes is that it builds up over time, and it creates conditions where it makes it easier and easier for the body to be injured because the structure is no longer established. We're constantly kind of moving and protecting. It's like we're painting ourselves into a corner. There's nowhere else to move. The cool part about is understanding this process or these reactions from a neurological level. We can begin using these same reflexes that the body feels pain and it moves away from that pain. We can use those reflexes in reverse, flip it around. So instead of experiencing pain and the body tensing up to protect itself, moving into a smaller place, what we're doing is we're reversing the process and we're creating comfort so the body relaxes, unwinds, and lets go using the very same reflexes that are engaged when the body feels pain. It's making sense? Got a few people on the line here. If you got questions, please ask them. So, it's very much a chicken or egg scenario. What came first, the knee pain or the back pain? Or the back pain or the knee pain? And we don't have to lock ourselves into this place of the conventional approach, which is drugs, shots, surgery, physical therapy. going on that hamster wheel, thinking that the more we push the body or we numb it in hopes that we won't feel the pain, that hopefully the pain won't be there when the drugs or the shots or the surgery wears off. This is something we could begin feeling like this. It's reflexes. The very same reflexes like when the doctor taps your knee with a hammer, your knee jumps, you can't control it. Those same reflexes are engaged in a position of comfort. And we begin a process. This is a journey. And we begin a process of re-educating the nervous system on what comfort feels like in your body. The absence of pain. Something that when you've been in pain for an extended period of time is very difficult to wrap your head around because it's been so entrained on what's going on as far as discomfort, pain, tension, tightness, lack of range of motion. So we're moving in a different direction. Okay, what are your next steps? There's 3 things you could do depending on where you are. There'll be people on my list that'll be seeing this. There'll be people straight off the internet that'll be seeing this as well. 1, if you're very new to this, first time you're hearing about what I'm offering here or what I'm talking about, head over to my website, thekneepainguru.com. I'll put this all in the end screens on here. Go to thekneepainguru.com, get on my newsletter, start getting my newsletter. If you're already getting my newsletter, then get into one of my programs so you can get some help. You can begin teaching your nervous system, your knee, how to let go of the tension by using the reflexes. If you're already in one of my programs and you're feeling stuck or frustrated or you need more support, then get in one of my programs where we do coaching, group or individual coaching to get you through this. Because if your body has a way to get into pain, think about this one. This is very important, and mindset's a huge piece in this process. If your body has a way to get into pain, then there's a way out of pain. Just makes sense. Okay, we don't have any questions. It's okay. I'm going to scoot. 9:55 a.m. Eastern Time. This is Bill Hervano, the Knee Pain Guru, going to scoot for today. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you on the next video.